Hello, this is Chris at Perfect Mondays, and in this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 really common behaviors that cost you a shit ton of money every single month. This is a great one, so stick around. Hello one more time. I hope you're having a fantastic week. It's Chris at Perfect Mondays. And if you're new to the channel, this is a place for women entrepreneurs who want to scale their business without drama and without overwhelm. So if you're a business owner, if you're a woman who wants to grow your business without suffering, if you want to have a lot more time for the things that you love, if you want to stay more time in your zone of genius, if you want to get paid what you're worth, if you want to stop trading your time for money, this is the place for you. In this episode, I'm going to share with you 3 really common behaviors that cost you a shit ton of money every month. And the reason I'm sharing this video is because the past few weeks I haven't been posting a lot of these videos on YouTube. I've been focusing a lot on helping some of my clients, and I have been sharing on my Facebook page and in some of my other groups some breakthroughs that I've been experiencing with my clients. There were 3 women this month who have broken their all-time sales record in their business. And like my mentor says, every little $55,000 helps. So one woman sold over $30,000 in 1 week. Another woman sold over $55,000 for that month. And the latest case study that I posted was a woman who has been working with me for 6 months, and she has increased her income over 600%. She's a top 5% earner right now in just a matter of a few months that she's had her business. And I'll talk more about her in just a second, but this is the type of things that I've been dealing with in the past week. And if you haven't been watching these case studies, please just scroll around my YouTube channel and just check them out because they're really inspiring. But the reason that this video came about was that every time I start posting these case studies, I get people messaging me and asking me, so what's your recipe? What's your secret sauce? What's your magic strategy? And there's no magic strategy, people. Really not. It's a lot about consistency and doing the work, right? Removing all the crap that you don't need to do. But I thought something that's really powerful, because I'm super selective with the people that I get to work with, and I say no to a lot of people. There's many conversations that I get to have, and once more, I'm talking about women, not because only women do this, but because I am biased towards that, because that's my universe, right? I talk to women every single day of my life. So there's behaviors that people do that they don't even notice them, that are costing them so much money. So let's get started with the first one. Straight out of the gates, it's dilution. And dilution, in my definition, means wanting something without committing to it. Let me repeat that one more time. Wanting something without committing to it. I want you to think right now for a moment, for a time in your life when you did something that was amazing, something that you thought was really hard, something that was difficult for you to create, amazing result. And I want you to think right now, what was your level of commitment from 0, meaning nothing, to 10, meaning absolutely committed, whatever it takes. How committed were you to making this difficult thing happen? And I want you to think for a moment, if you're super honest right now, how many of the things that you consistently complain about, the things that you say you want to have, the things that you don't seem to make the time to do, the things you don't seem to test out in the market, the things you don't get to actually implement in your business, how many of those are you really committed to? 0 to 10, those things that you've been struggling with, how committed are you? And the reason I say this is because we as a culture have been indoctrinated that it's so easy for us to get an instant response, right? Instant gratification is the name of the game. So if you are in your bed one day and you decide, I'm gonna have a day picnic in my bed and I'm gonna click a button and have someone deliver me 5,000 calories of food while I binge watch my favorite show that I also get to choose with the click of a button, right? This is the culture that we live in. Anything you want to do, there's very little clicks that you need to do to be able to achieve those external instant gratification type of actions. Now, when it comes to your business, it doesn't work out that way. And what I see happening a lot of times, when I have a conversation with someone who wants to work with me, I ask them, is this something that you're committed to changing right now, or something you just want to talk about, something you just want to change? And I often hear people tell me, well, no, I really, really want to change it. And I said, that's not what I asked. Let me ask you one more time. I didn't ask if you wanted to change it. I know you want to change it. I asked if you were committed to changing it. And it kind of like throws people off, but if you think about it, the reason why 99.99999% of the world doesn't do what they love, doesn't have a job that they're passionate about, doesn't make the money that they want to make, The reason for that is because very few people are actually committed to taking the actions that it takes for you to get to your life to the next level. And sometimes they're not horrible, super aggressive type or super difficult things you have to do. Emotionally perhaps, but in reality they're not that difficult. However, it takes consistency, and it takes you deciding that you are committing to the process without seeing the result first. And what happens often in this delusion is that people want to get the result, much like the button that they click and they get the person from Favor coming and delivering the 5,000 calories for them to binge watch their favorite Netflix show. In the same way, they want to get the result before they commit to the process. And what I tell people is as if you want to go to France and you say, I'm gonna go to France, I'm gonna explore it, I'm gonna taste the food, I'm gonna fall in love with the culture, and if I like it, then I'm gonna pay the universe with this magical credit card because I took this trip. And this is not how it works. So many times, I'd say probably in my life and the people that I get the privilege to work with, you have to commit to the process without knowing what's gonna happen. And the way that I would describe this is doors don't open until you take the first step. So imagine this long hallway that's dark and scary, and you don't know what's gonna happen, right? You walk through the first door, there's a door that closes behind you, and the next door opens. And when you walk through that door, one door and maybe a couple open, and then you walk past those doors and so on and so forth. But those doors do not open, are not activated until you walk into the next room. And this is something that I tell a lot to people that want to create a change. You need to commit to this process before you can see the results. So that's one of the biggest challenges I see, delusion. So what's number two? Number two has to do with over-planning. And I say this because there's this delusion, again, I'm borrowing from the first challenge, right? Delusion that if you are able to get something that's incredible, people are gonna go crazy over it. And that there's a huge difference between you getting something perfect and something that's just good enough. And so many times it has nothing to do with you being on service, with you delivering a result. It has everything to do with your ego and you wanting to look great or not getting rejected. And the opportunity cost that you lose by wanting to do something that's perfect is huge. I say to my clients, your 70% is your new 100. And that's my motto. When you see case studies like the one that I put from Margaret, or you see from Caitlin, or so on and so forth, all the videos that I put about people who are kicking ass in my program, it's because I don't let them get away with that. When it's 70% ready, we're gonna go out and test it. And what you get from that experience of not having something beautiful and perfect is something that's 1,000 times more powerful than the rest, right? Which is you get to see the actual result of putting your idea in the real world, in the three-dimensional atmosphere with real marketplace feedback. And when you're thinking and plotting and planning and strategizing and implementing and visualizing, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's no substitute for what you're about to do, which is just take something out there and get that experience. And once more, the doors start opening, right? So I was talking to one of my clients the other day who is, her business is starting to take off. She's starting to put herself out there. She's starting to sell. And she was stuck for a little while, and I asked her in the group the other day, so what changed? What actually made the difference? She said, well, Chris, like you tell me, just take massive imperfect action. I really started thinking all the things that I wasn't getting in my life because I hold people in such high regard, and I'm so afraid of what they're gonna say of me. And one day I said, fuck them. That was her motto, like, fuck them. Not in a horrible, I hate life, on a horrible, I hate the world, but really, fuck them. I'm not gonna stop living my life, living my purpose because of my fear of what I think they're gonna say to me. And when she shifted that, then things started shifting in a tremendous way, and she's actually making good money right now selling her new ideas. But you have to get to a place where you don't care what people have to say about you to be able to stop this madness of wanting to get something perfect. And until you're able to risk ridicule, to risk failure, which is amazing. Failing fast is one of the biggest gifts you can do for your business. Until you get to that place, it's gonna be really hard for you to actually get something done and get to the vision that you really deserve to have. So what is the third one? The third one has to do with people not asking for help, okay? And not asking for help is something that is super dangerous. Let me tell you why. So imagine right now, I'm just guessing, if you're someone who's watching this, you've been stuck wanting to implement something in your business for a while and you haven't been able to turn it around, right? And sometimes it's really difficult for you to admit that you can't solve something on your own. And it's really hard for you to just say, raise your hand and say, hey, can someone please help me out with this? But the analogy that I give to my clients who are women is like, how do you feel when your significant other, most of the time it's men, are lost and they can't stop and ask for directions? What the hell is the problem with that? And this is like a cliche, but it happens so often. I've been a victim of it, right? I've done it myself. So when you're stuck in a business where you can make something happen and you're not asking for someone who can fix your problem, who can help you, give you the path to get there, it's a super selfish act for 3 reasons. 1, you're hurting yourself. If you're in pain, you're hurting yourself. Number 2, you're hurting people who love you, who are so fed up by seeing you struggle, by seeing you not be yourself, by seeing you not be present, by seeing you waste your time and be away from them just because you don't have the guts to ask for help. And thirdly, you're also hurting your market. If you're good at what you do, and I'm hoping that you are, the people that are not getting your help because you're stuck in your own ego of not raising your hand are suffering because of this problem, right? So when it comes to this, I'm talking about what does a mentor do? And I've had so many mentors in my life, and this is not just me pitching my program, wanting to work with you, because I say no to a lot of people. I may not be the right guy for you, right? But asking your help for someone who can help you do 3 things for you. A good mentor will do 3 things for you. Number 1, vision, right? The vision that you don't have about yourself because you're stuck in this problem, and there's things you cannot see by being stuck inside this cloud, right? A good mentor is gonna give you a grander vision that you could think of yourself, period. Number 2, a good mentor is gonna give you the path to get there. What is the roadmap? What are the necessary steps that I need to take to be able to get to that place? And thirdly, and super importantly, a good mentor is gonna help you get out of your goddamn way. A good mentor is gonna help remove the obstacles and pick you up when you go down. It's gonna help pick you up and tell you this is how you solve it, because not everything goes according to plan and shit happens and life happens. So a good mentor is gonna be able to redirect your energy and your efforts so you're not wasting time doing things that don't really matter. And when it comes to that, my question to you is, what areas of your business are you stuck in? And many people tell me, Chris, well, you know, it's hard to invest in myself, and I don't buy that. I don't believe in that. What I tell people is that you are investing. You're investing either money on solving the problem and getting a result so much faster and having a much better quality of life and serving your market much better and helping your family and helping the people you love, or you're investing in your fear and you're investing in playing small and you're investing in wasting time. You're investing in the money that you're losing every single week by keeping these behaviors that you're not earning right now, not because you don't deserve it, because you don't get out of your own way. So let me summarize real quickly what are these 3 steps that I think are super necessary for you to get out of your own way and start getting massive results. Number 1 is dilution. It means wanting something without committing to it. Most of the world wants everything, and like I said, I'm not against visualizing, I'm not against vision boards, I'm not against you vibing yourself to a good spiritual place. It's not about that at all. You have to land that, you have to ground it with massive imperfect action. Number 2, overplanning. Your ego of wanting to have something beautiful and perfect, nobody gives a shit about it if you're not giving results. So your 70% is your new 100%, and you being able to implement that in the market and having that real life check is going to be so incredible and 1,000 times more valuable than you thinking about it. And last but not least, raising your hand and asking for help, admitting I don't have the resources to solve this problem. I've been trying, which is a horrible word, because trying means just like without results. It means pain, it means suffering. I've been trying for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. How many years you've been trying to solve a problem and haven't been able to get through it? What has to happen for me to raise my hand to someone who has the know-how, who can help me, give me the vision and the roadmap, and help me pull myself out of the potholes along the path so that I don't get stuck and I can get so much better results a lot sooner. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. If it is, I'd love for you to do 3 things. Please like my video. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel so I know what type of video content you want me to create. And if you click on the notifications icon, you're gonna get notified every time that I put a new video. And also, if you think this is something that's valuable to someone, just share it with them. And most importantly, if you're a woman entrepreneur and you're stuck with this and you say, Chris, I listen to your videos week after week and this makes so much sense, I just need help implementing something, I'm more committed to solving my problem than staying stuck, then underneath the first description of this video, there's going to be a link that takes you to a place where you can fill out a form, and then we can explore if we might be a good fit to work together. And secondly, if you want to get inspired, if you want to see what this is all about, underneath the first description, there's going to be a second link. If you click on that, you can see I have like at least 22 amazing video case studies, about another 20 some or 30 written case studies underneath those, so you can get inspired and see what this is all about. And this is something that might help you get unstuck. So thank you very much for watching, and I send you all my love from Austin.